Got time to waste on this. Watched 3 hours last night. I'm not going to go another 3 hours talking about this shit show. Let's get some playback. Come on, YouTube. Come on. Keep up with me, man. Keep up with me, Tube. I don't need ads right now. Thank you, though. Come on. Men's Warehouse. Okay, everybody, go get a nice suit at Men's Wear. Who gives a shit? Stone Cold once said he showed up to his Hall of Fame in a suit from Men's Warehouse. True story. Everyone else is wearing this fucking multi-$1,000 suits. Stone Cold shows up in a $700 suit. Hey, there I am. I am live. We're just doing a mic check right now, guys. Sound check, check. BC about to rip this show apart because it absolutely sucks beyond amplified measures. So what we gotta do now is we gotta talk about it, because it's what we do. The best to do it in this community. BC Amplified. This is Amped Up, the podcast with BC Amplified for Tuesday, May 23rd, 2023. It's good amplified. That's homage to the Ultimate Warrior, who I just saw a documentary on him recently. And, if you don't mind, I'm going to switch earbuds, guys. Playback is good, so I'm going to make it better for me so I can hear myself. Put in the earbuds. Appreciate it. So I just watched the Ultimate Warrior, and then right after that was a Macho Man Randy Savage thing. They were trying to find like things that he used to wear, like a monster truck that came to the ring back in WCW. So it was Warrior and it was Savage, and it got me sad, actually. It got BC sad, because now you look at pro wrestlers today, and who the fuck is the Warrior? Who is Savage? Who's making you feel something, right? We have this discussion on this channel all the time, but is it Danny Garcia? Is it Action Andretti? I don't know. Is it the Acclaimed? Is it Ali? Is it Dolph the Dolph? Is it Dom Dom? Is it Apollo? Who is it? Who? Let me look. Is it Bronson Reed? Is it Ricochet? Is it Braun Strowman? Where's the Warriors? Warriors! Where's the Savages? Where's Roddy Piper? Where's the Hogans? Where's the Big Boss Mans? Where the fuck are the Mounties? Where's the characters that we give a shit about, man? This show last night, you know what's sad? Under Paul Levesque, Pinocchio, because he tells more lies than Pinocchio, and you can tell because his nose grows just as long as Pinocchio. And I also call him Schnoz McGee. That's, of course, from Home Alone, when the fucking robbers get their nose dented. And, oh, my schnoz! Shut up, Mav! Schnoz McGee. The show has actually gotten worse under Paul Levesque. And this show had Paul Levesque, his blueprint all over it. I mean, this was a Paul Levesque, Ace, Hunter Hearst Helmsley, Pinocchio Schnoz McGee special. This had his blueprint all over it. Forget that he was actually on the fucking show trying to be PapaH to Cody Rhodes. Oh, PapaH is going to try to hand down fatherly advice to Cody. Cody doesn't need your advice. What Cody needs is his fucking WrestleMania Night 2 victory that you robbed him of because you're a petty fuck who doesn't like his throne getting cracked open by a sledgehammer in AEW. So you punish the motherfucker with your father-in-law, Vincent Kennedy McMahon, because they're both petty. The apple doesn't fall too far from the tree. That's the fucking truth. So he's trying to give fatherly advice to Cody Rhodes in the end segment, but I'm not even talking about that. Look at the Bronson Reed Ricochet match. Bronson Reed and Ricochet. Bronson and Ricochet, they have a wrestling match. Wow. Clearly Vince wouldn't let them do that, right? No, this was Paul Levesque that let Bronson go out there with Ricochet and have a wrestling match. Good job, HHH. What happened in it? Nothing. Nothing we're going to go back and watch again. Nothing of memorable fucking desires. No fucking treasures to speak of. Nothing. You had Finn Balor and Shinsuke go out and have a wrestling match, a longer match. Woo! We got more minutes added on to nothingness. Good job, Pinocchio, Schnoz McGee. What else did you have? Come on, man. Triple H was all over this show. Apollo Crews having a wrestling match with Dom Dom. They let him go extra minutes. It was a Triple H classic, right? Do you give a fuck? Are you going to go back and watch this shit? Did it add layers to anything meaningful going forward? Of course not. Of course not. This whole show was a Paul Levesque special. This was his blueprint on it. Tenfold. And that's exactly what I'm hearing backstage as Paul Levesque ran this show to the T. So in case you were wondering, because I always call this a 50-50 operation, I don't let either one of these two off the hook. Vincent Kennedy McMahon and Paul Levesque. I put equal blame on both. If you're going to call yourself the chief operating officer of creative, you best act like it or you're going to be to blame. So I always give 50-50 partnership, but from what I'm hearing within those walls, aside from the BS of the script being ripped up 4 times, which I'm hearing none of that, Paul Levesque was hands-on for the entire blueprint of that show last night. So there you go, folks. Anybody that lets Triple H off the hook, I hope you don't anymore, or else you're just lying to yourself. This was a Paul Levesque special. And it is worse than Vinnie Mac's. Because at least with Vinnie Mac, the matches were a little shorter. We can get the fuck on with it and try to find a gem, a hidden gem in the show. With Paul Levesque, he just says, go out and wrestle, and maybe people will care. Not if you're not giving us storylines. Not if there's characters we don't give a fuck about. Not if you're botching feuds and botching finishes like what you did at WrestleMania Night 2. Several times. Asuka, Cody Rhodes. You want long matches, man. I can do long matches. But we have to care still. We have to care. What made the takeover special is we cared about them for the most part. And Schnoz McGee had William Regal and so many other people helping him with NXT. I don't think people understand that. It's not the same setup. And Paul Levesque has been exposed. He's not the same dude for those special 3 years of NXT. That's done. You'll never get that Paul Levesque because it's a different operation. He's not that smart. Paul Levesque is not creative. He was exposed when AEW came around the block, beat the shit out of him, and made him cry home, whimpering. Booted him to Tuesday nights. And now all Paul Levesque does is he copies Tony Khan. He's doing a media scrum after pay-per-views. I want to do media scrums after pay-per-views. He's having specially themed shows. I want to have specially themed shows. He's on TV. I want to come back on TV. He's doing special big announcements. I want to have huge announcements. Paul Levesque does nothing but copy Tony Khan. And I don't know if that's a badge of honor or something you should be proud of. No offense to Tony Khan, by the way. Do your thing, bro. But I don't think Tony Khan understands. As much as that schnoz of Paul Levesque is up Vince McMahon's ass, occasionally, every once in a while, Paul Levesque takes it out and inserts it up Tony Khan's ass. This show last night had Paul Levesque written all over it. And that is what worries us the most, is a Paul Levesque show, a Schnoz McGee Pinocchio show, is somehow worse than Vincent Kennedy McMahon somehow. And I didn't think that was possible, because a Vince McMahon Monday Night Raw is atrocious to what we thought was the most maxed of amplified measures. But Paul Levesque came around and said, hold my balls. And he somehow made it worse. Now we just have longer matches, some of them anyway, longer matches that still put me in a fucking comatose state. I'm fucking watching, I'm getting more fucking frustrated by the fucking minute. We do a live stream till about 8:15 p.m. Eastern time, so as it is, I have to rush out, do my fucking notes. I'm hoping for a good show. It's the go-home show tonight of Champions. I'm hoping we're going to get a lot of fun shit. I was already hearing that backstage, H was totally putting his blueprint on the show, so this was going to be his calling card. Let's see what Paul Levesque has. He's the Chief Operating Creative Officer. He's got the blueprint last night. Let's go. And here we are with one fucking page again. I had one page and I had to leak into the other one for a couple of things. Usually I have a page per hour, so it's at least 3 full pages. I have another fucking one pager, basically. One page and a quarter. A 1 page Raw yet again, because nothing happened! I can fucking, in the teaser, I can tell you what I have. Cody attacked by Brock. Heyman shows up. Reed crushes Ricochet. Sethington Corey interview. Candice and Zoey. Brock kills Cody again, this time in the ring. Alpha Academy Raiders. Finn Balor Shinsuke. Raquel versus Deville. Becky Lynch brings back BigTimeBex into her wardrobe. Apollo Crews and Dom Dom. Hunter tries to be a father figure to Cody, and we have the main event where Scooter McGee tags up with Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn to take on Imperium to give Imperium another fucking loss. There you go. That was Raw 3 hours. Now we're going to break it down. I'm going to go segment by segment over the course of the next, who the fuck knows, hour, whatever. We're going to go over it, but I just literally went over the show. There was, what the fuck are we doing? What are we doing, man? What are we fucking doing? And there's people in this fucking community that don't even fucking realize the big issue is that Raw sucks now more than ever. And we sit back and we're playing a game of who's to blame. This is Vince McMahon. I'm sick of this Vince shit. This is Triple H. Both are to blame. Just blame them both. They're both entitled and behind the scenes running this show. So if one doesn't like it, they should either leave or speak up to the point where they're fired. But never should you work at a place where you don't believe in what is happening, what is being created. Otherwise, you are literally just a yes man enabler. Now, we just happen to know through confirmation that H was running the blueprint of the show. So I'll give him a little bit more of the blame, but it's sad that we even have to do this. We should be holding them both accountable. And this is now H's era. It's what he told you. It's what he told me. It's what he told all of us. It's in his title. So he solely should be to blame, whether he is running every show or not. We should put him to blame always. If you're going to put your name out there in the bright lights, be prepared to take the fucking hits. Be prepared to take the negative and not all the fucking everybody coming to your defense and saying everything good is H, everything bad is Vince. Here you go. Here's last night. Here's last night. This was a Paul Levesque show. Come on, look at the Bronson match. Look at the Apollo match. Look at the games of wrestling time. It was match after match after match after match. There you go. There's a Paul Levesque show. Paul Levesque has already told you he doesn't know how to book a Raw. He already told you that. He has said this in interviews. The third hour is too hard to write. He can't even do the third hour. So that's another level of stress. Of course, that's going to affect the first 2 hours. This guy was comfiest when he had 1 hour on WWE Network with a show called NXT Black and Gold. And when you have 1 hour, that's the most simplistic television you could fucking have. It's like WWE Superstars of Wrestling back in the day. You got your little pool of talent in your little pond, and you just fucking play. You get to experiment with shit. You get to do fucking shit. You got William Reed. You got all these fucking smart minds there to make Triple H look and sound smart. Dylan, welcome to the unit, man. You just earned your gold card. Good to see you up in here, bro. Appreciate your membership. Salute. Dylan, welcome. I hope you can handle the amplification, brother, because this is what we do on the daily until this product gets better. I'm watching the show last night, and And guys, fuck the playoffs. I don't care what the rating is. If they cannot pull out of a 1-8 or a 1-9 on a go-home show to a premium live event, that's not the fucking Lakers. I understand it's an elimination game. Goodbye, Lakers. I don't give a fuck. I'm a New York Knickerbocker. My Knicks, once they got eliminated, fuck LeBron. So they're eliminated. I don't give a shit. If they pull anything under a 1-9 or at least resembling a 1-9, it's because the show sucked monster balls. This show sucked literally from top to fucking bottom, because even when you start with the Cody Rhodes and Brock Lesnar beating, or Brock beating the fuck out of Cody, there still isn't a reason for the fucking feud. That's why you're seeing them put it into overdrive. They're going to try to force us to be on board with this when they still haven't given us a feud. And this company is so fucking... They're so egotistical. They think their shit don't stink. That they honestly believe that we're going to shut up. They don't have to give us an answer. They'll just put it into overdrive with some cool beatings. And then we'll go, fuck it. I'm on board now. This is fun. Did you see the beating Cody got? No, bitch. Nah, bitch. Nah. You fucked up on Sunday night, April 2nd. We're not letting you live that down, Paul Levesque. Because you were petty. And ever since, you didn't even give a fucking reason as to why Brock is taking out Cody, because you knew Cody was supposed to have the title at that point. That's why Brock would go after Cody. It's the only thing that makes sense. And because you fucked up, and you didn't even care to give your fans an explanation because you don't give a fuck. You're just going to try to liquidate every penny and every asset you can out of the big fucking streaming deals and the networks and the countries like Saudi. Fuck the fans, bro. So you didn't even give us a reason. And then here we are over a month later. Backlash has come and gone. We got to do Night of Champions. Nothing. You think we're going to jump on board because Cody keeps facing adversity? He's got to struggle, Beasley. That's why he lost WrestleMania, but Beasley. He lost WrestleMania because he needs to struggle more, Beasley. He needs to... Sorry, Beasley, I'm constipated. He needs to earn it, Beasley. That's it. He needs to earn it. I listened to other people, and they told me he needs to earn it a little more. He needs to struggle, Beasley, and then we'll get behind him, okay, Beasley? We'll do it WrestleMania 40, Beasley. SummerSlam, Beasley. We'll do it In Your House 2027, Beasley. Beasley, Cody's gonna get it, Beasley. You just gotta be patient. How's that working out for you? How's that working out for you? How's that working out for you, man? We have a Brock Cody multi-month feud that's going nowhere because it never started with a purpose. We don't have a reason. We don't have a reason. Roman went home for a month and a half. He comes back, Night of Champions, not even defending his title at an event called Night of Champions. He's going to be in a tag team match, trying to get tag team championships. Yeah, all right, man. How's it going for you? How's this adversity, huh? You do realize this is setting up for Brock to beat Cody. You do realize this, right? Cody Rhodes just lost last month at WrestleMania. You do understand that they're just trying to make Cody look like a true warrior, just like with his pec, and going into Hell in a Cell, and he's going to have one arm again, and he's going to try to conquer a beast, but he's going to come up just short, and he's going to get annihilated, but he's going to come back for Money in the Bank, or whatever event is after fucking Night of Champions, and we're going to have a rubber match. Best of 3. Because Cody's going to face adversity at Night of Champions, Beasley. Beasley, he's going to fight. This is what Bubba Ray Dudley told me on Busted Open. He said, Cody needs adversity. So we need to see Cody Rhodes lose to Brock Lesnar a month after he just lost to Roman Reigns. Because some fucking portion of idiots in the community believe that Cody just needs to face adversity for the following months. Meanwhile, the rest of us with common sense and logic, we have to suffer through bullshit like Brock and Cody that doesn't have a purpose. You can beat up Cody every single day, twice on Sunday for the next 12 years. Unless it has a purpose, it ain't gonna fucking matter. It doesn't matter how many times Cody got beat up last night. It won't matter. There's not a purpose. If you don't have a purpose, you don't have a story. If you're building a motor vehicle, and I'm talking about a real one, not an electric fucking car. I'm not talking about taking your battery out of your phone and then throttling that shit to work. No, not a battery-operated fucking vehicle. I'm talking about a real car with some fucking gusto. You're gonna need an engine, right? If you put together, you have all your parts to the side and you're going to assemble your own car. You put the car together. There's just one thing you're missing. A fucking engine. And you try to run that fucking car. Good luck. It ain't going to go. You're going to have to pedal your fucking wheels, your fucking feet as your wheels. Your feet are going to have to pedal like the Flintstones because you don't have an engine. Your car is not going without an engine. Again, today it goes with a fucking cell phone battery. I get it. 2023 is fucking weird. People are fucking riding batteries to work. But you make an old school car with an engine. You start a wrestling story with an engine, a purpose. That's the heartbeat, right? The engine is the heartbeat of a car. The engine is the heartbeat of the car. The purpose is the heartbeat of a storyline. You cannot not give us a purpose and then have a 3-month feud. That's just one of my gripes, my biggest gripes last night. Do you guys realize how much SmackDown influence was last night? Do you guys realize the brand split was just emphasized just a few weeks ago with the draft? And they really wanted to emphasize that now we are going to split the brands. And because of this weird allowing SmackDown to go for the world title, you realize we had an AJ Styles video package last night? Do you realize that we had Paul Heyman, SmackDown drafted talent? He was picked number 1 with Roman and Solo. Paul Heyman was starting the show last night. Do you realize that Shotzi Blackheart is a SmackDown female talent? And she ran to the ring last night in her gear to help Raquel Rodriguez from a beatdown. Shotzi is on the Blue brand. Shotzi is SmackDown. Why am I the only one that gives a fuck? Shotzi is in full gear backstage. Nobody's asking, hey, it's Shotzi. When Aaron Rodgers was with the Packers, if he showed up to the locker room of the 49ers before the game, wouldn't the 49ers say, Aaron Rodgers? Why are you here? You're just taking our playbook. Shotzi's just eating triple layer mousse cake in her fucking outfit. She's struggling. Hey, Adam Pearce, how you doing? Hey, Triple H, how you doing? Nobody's like, shouldn't you not belong here? Full gear. And here comes Shotzi. Shotzi to save Raquel on Monday Night Raw when Shotzi is SmackDown. Paul Heyman is starting the show this week without even a visitor's pass. He wasn't even granted a Fruit Loopy visitor's pass. All of this SmackDown talent. What the fuck are we doing? What happened to we're only a few weeks removed from the draft. Old school Bianca Belair, crazy country boy, no question. To Paul Heyman. To Shotzi. To the AJ video packages for this fucking stupid world title. To all the SmackDown talent that was highlighted last night on Raw. You don't even go here. But I'm the only one that's going to spend this much time on it because that's a very huge flaw, man. You're trying to get your audience on board with a real brand split. How the fuck does Shotzi just run down there, man? And be honest, unit. Be honest. Did most of you even remember she was on the Blue brand? That's probably why they felt they could get away with this. Did you even remember that Shotzi was drafted Blue? Be honest. Maybe a lot of you guys did. My unit is the smartest fucking group. But even BC had to go, wait a second. Wasn't Shotzi blue? See, a lot of you guys, thank you for your honesty. You didn't even fucking know, and that's what Paul Levesque wanted. Paul Levesque just said, you know what? What if we just did this? And most of our audience will just fucking not even remember because we booked Shotzi so poorly anyway. All of this SmackDown talent highlighted last night. They're trying to put the Cody thing in overdrive without the engine. The storyline will never work without the engine, just like a fucking car. I'm going to go over this shit right now. Unit, let me pop a coffee because this is going to frustrate me. This is going to probably nauseate me as I'm going through this Raw review. The good part is this won't take long. This is literally just over a page long, and this is just a bad show to the most amplified. I mean, when I say bad, guys, there was nothing on it. Guys, when I say nothing, I'm gonna go over this. Please tell me at the end of this review. Please tell me what the fuck was memorable. You'll go back and watch. What helped you get excited for the future? What was just fun for the moment? Just for the moment. Cody's beating BC, the beer keg to the arm, Beasley. Wow, an empty beer keg to the garage door. Somehow, Paul Levesque's WWE is even worse than a Vinnie Mac's WWE. And they both got hands in the cookie jar, by the way. We're just hearing that this was HHH's master production last night. Even put himself in the show at the end of it to try to give that PapaH fatherly advice to Cody. Like he fucking needs it. Salute to my unit, man. Today we're doing this is my fourth coffee of the morning / afternoon. No, still morning, 11 a.m. Dunkin' iced coffee, mocha. The fine folks over at Dunkin', I appreciate that. And I appreciate you guys, man. All the ups. We're over 100 on the ups already. Let's take that to 200 if you don't mind. I give you guys almost a half an hour of notice for this live stream. That's about 3 minutes more than I usually give. Smash that shit, man. Let's do this big time. Salute, unit! Get up! We the ones! All the rest, they Luigi's, man. They're twos. And I got much love for Luigi. But you gotta be the ones. Come on, bro. I love little Luigi, man. Salute to Luigi. It's tough being number 2, I know. All right, so jump of this show. Literally jumped is Cody Rhodes attacked by Brock Lesnar backstage to start this show. BC was live with his channel members, a live stream channel member chat last night. We just had a ball, man. So much fun. I appreciate everybody that helped make that so special. I love doing the members only chats. We got some new members on last night. Got to celebrate all of my channel members that have been with BC for some of you guys, the full 5 months that we've had channel memberships. I haven't had them that long. I've had them for about 5 months, but there's some of you guys that have been with BC in this channel membership-wise since day one. So we were doing that live when Raw kicked off, and you guys told me that Cody was getting attacked backstage. And I said, all right, I'll go check it out. It was nothing special. It was a beatdown, and Brock just threw an empty keg at the garage that made it look like his arm got shattered. Okay, I could take a hot start. Again, without the purpose to the storyline, I'm not going to get behind it. We're just watching somebody get beat up for literally no reason. And guys, I'm using the word literally in its exact definition. There is zero reason why this feud / story, if that's what you want to call it, is taking form. There's no reason that there should be this much animosity to Cody Rhodes. And then Paul Heyman starts the show. I couldn't even tell you what he did because I did not go back and watch it because I really was that frustrated when this show ended last night. I did not want to go back and check out Paul Heyman saying anything. I'm guessing JR9 Gaming or anybody in the chat Did Paul Heyman just come out and try to sell Night of Champions? Did he just say some words? Or did Sammy and Kevin Owens come out maybe? And they just exchanged some greetings. Jer9 says Heyman did nothing, just said he did nothing to do with Brock's attack. Oh, he had nothing to do with Brock's attack. Okay. And that was it. That's how we started the show. A SmackDown talent coming in and spewing some words. Awesome. Said nobody ever. We go into our first match, right? This is where Triple H, Paul Levesque, he's putting on his creative cap and he's going to put out Bronson Reed versus Ricochet. And they let him wrestle for a bit, right? This is something you'd never see with Vince McMahon. So people were like, yay! Yeah, we're finally getting Triple H's product. And what did it produce when it was all over? You got your wrestling kicks? What the fuck did this produce? Bronson Reed crushes Ricochet, literally squashes the little dude. This little dude was like a fucking chicken nugget last night when this match was over. You could fucking probably find him on the McDonald's dollar menu. As if he wasn't already a little shrimp cake as it was. After fucking Bronson got a hold of him, he's literally a chicken, maybe even a half-bitten chicken nugget. And that was it. There's nothing else in my notes. I was so unentertained, I didn't even fucking joke about the chicken nugget line. I didn't even have the nugget thing in my notes. That just came now. That was just Bronson Ricochet for no fucking reason, boring me into a fucking coma. Then we go into Sethington Rollins, another interview, sit-down style with Corey Graves. Corey Graves trying to play the role of Renee Paquette. You're not Renee Paquette. You're not Jim Ross. Corey Graves doing an interview is about as much fun as going to the fucking dentist to get 4 fucking fillings in the same morning. It ain't fucking gonna happen, Jack. Corey Graves is good at commentary. He should not be doing sit-down interviews. That's probably why his fucking podcast is a complete fucking failure. Sethington says, I love Roman Reigns, but I don't like Roman Reigns. I don't respect his title reign. There was no Joker in this Sethington Rollins character last night. He was a straight-up Sethington. I kind of dig that because I know Seth Rollins does not know what that Joker character truly is. He comes to the ring in these weird, outlandish Dennis Rodman outfits or RuPaul, and he has a sing-along on his entrance theme music. But I'm pretty sure... Get the fuck... Ow! You're not getting away from this Raw review. Even my own fucking set wants to run away from Monday Night Raw. Now you're gonna stay for every fucking Raw for the foreseeable future. And I was gonna put up different shit. I was gonna put up my caffeinated and motivated. I was gonna put up my warning needs coffee, right? I was gonna give you a fucking rest and put that shit up. I was gonna put up my fucking amp unit. Light that sumbitch up. Light that sumbitch up. Did I break that too? What? Well, it fucking lights up when I want it to. But no. This is gonna stay now. Try to run away when I'm talking my fucking shit here. Where was I? Yeah, he doesn't know what the fuck the character is, the Sethington. Comes to the ring in these weird, outlandish outfits. He does his sing-along, and he laughs every now and again. He's half real Sethington, and he's half Joker character. This was an actual fucking character, at least, of the real Sethington. Robert Coleman. I'm cutting a promo 24/7, believe it or not. And I tell you, man, you should just have to do a reality show of BC because it would be more entertaining than 3 hours of Monday Night Raw, let me tell you. Sethington, what, okay, so what are we talking here, man? Sethington is doing a sit-down interview. What's in my notes? That's it. He says, I love Roman, but I don't like Roman, and I don't respect his title reign, and what this new championship says to me is new beginnings. It's a it opens up a plethora of opportunity, I think he said. Something like that. And I'm like, shut up. AJ Styles already admitted this is a secondary championship. We talked about it last night during the members-only live stream. Members-only chat. We talked about that shit, man. AJ Styles, and I quote, said, how is it not a secondary title? Roman is holding the Raw title. He's holding the SmackDown. Roman is holding all the titles. How is it not secondary? This is all we can do right now because Roman has all the titles. That was a quote from AJ Styles. You got to feel bad for the wrestler when they're going for a world title and they're literally telling you they don't have that same feeling like it's a real world title. This is literally just a consolation prize. It's a runners-up participation trophy award. AJ Styles admitted that shit. And Sethington is like, this is the world to me. I know. This is actually on Raw, not just some interview third party. So Sethington is going to make this world title act like it's as prestigious as Roman's championships. But this is 2 weeks in a row because this guy is supposedly filming Captain America or some shit. Well, what the fuck does that do for us? You're putting Sethington into this title match when he's going to film a movie. And he's most likely going to win the fucking championship. And then what? Sethington with the U.S. title a few months ago was boring as fuck. And I couldn't wait to take that shit off of that dude. So now you're giving him a supposedly more prestigious title? I hope that works. Candice LeRae, Zoey Stark. Piped in cheers for LeRae during the entrance, guys. That was just sad. There was a moment where LeRae comes out, right? And commentary is like, yeah, there's LeRae. Yeah. She gets introduced, whatever. And then for a split 3 seconds, you just hear, a fucking pop cheer when she was already out. I mean, it was such a botched pipe-in cheer that, it was literally sad. They don't understand that they are actually hurting their own wrestlers. We heard last week, BC heard last week, maybe a little bit longer, maybe 2 weeks ago, possibly. But within the last couple of weeks, BC heard that there was wrestlers in that locker room. Cody Rhodes especially, I'll give you a top name that I heard specifically, that does not like this piped-in crowd noise shit. So they know that in that locker room. They're probably doing it in spite. I heard it even more last night. Now, I understand this crowd was not jacked up or amplified. I understand. But you still got to be natural about it, bro. LeRae gets a piped in because they didn't even give anybody a chance to fucking or a reason to cheer for her. What has Candice LeRae done since she's been on the main roster? Nothing. So, it's a vicious cycle, right? They don't give her anything, a reason for us to cheer. So then she keeps coming out with no cheer, and then they got to pipe in fucking crowd noise, and it's not matching the audience. It's not matching the crowd. Zoey Stark defeats LeRae via the Z360 and takes out Nikki Cross in the process. So get this, guy. This is... Candice LeRae has the upper hand. Candice throws Zoey into the ring. Candice is about to get back into the ring. Nikki Cross drags Candice down to hug her and bounce around with Candice during the match on the outside. So Nikki just dragged her down to dance and bobble with her. And Candice is actually smiling. Yeah, oh my God, I love you too. We're going to eat Skittles after this. And Zoe's like, what the fuck? Zoey comes out and just takes them both out. And then moments later, Z360, done. Candice LeRae defeated. So not only is LeRae defeated, I understand Zoey is new to the roster. Why even have this match? Why not just do a jobber just like you did with Alba Fire and Isla Dawn last week on, what was it, SmackDown? Why not just do a jobber match? You did it with the Viking Raiders the week previous. Zoey Stark, this was... no harm, no foul. Zoey Stark just annihilates a human being. Hand job Holly is always looking for extra handouts. Give her a job. No, they put in Candice LeRae to be the jobber. And in the process, take out Nikki Cross. What is left for Nikki Cross? She could be a fucking superhero. She could be crazy. She could be a janitor. She could be a construction worker. She can work down in the sewers of New York City. At this point, it doesn't matter what character she is. She can come back as Tatanka or the fucking big boss man or the Mountie. She can come back as Tyler Breeze, and it's not going to matter. Fandango. And Nikki Cross is done in this company. It is clear. And it's sad, but it's clear. And now she's just dragging down Candice LeRae. Not only does Candice lose the match, she ends up looking like an absolute embarrassment, a complete joke. Dancing with Nikki during the match, both getting annihilated while they were dancing, and then getting annihilated via the pinfall. I'm going to give you a hot take that's not going to be too popular. That's fine. I understand why so many people like Zoey. That's cool. Not totally on board yet. I'm hoping I get on board. I'm not a big Zoey Stark supporter right now. I'm just not. She doesn't do anything for me. There's a lot of muscular females right now that are way above her. I love Jordan Grace down in Impact Wrestling, for instance. Jordan is just fucking phenomenal. Obviously, Rhea Ripley right now is to the moon. Zoey's good, though. Zoey is good. I'm not saying she's not good. I'm saying BC just... I'm not seeing anything that's a reason for me to back her yet. This type of booking is not going to get me there either. So I know a lot of you guys are high on Zoey. I'm hoping that I can meet you there. That's what I will say. I'm hoping that I can become a big fan of Zoey. Mercedes Moné, who we're very high on this channel, Sasha Banks, Mercedes. She said one of her matches she wants to do in the future is actually with Zoey. You cannot get much higher praise. So trust me, when I say I'm not a fan of Zoey and I have to get there, I need more, I'm not saying it's because she's not good. Trust me, when you get that type of support, when you have somebody like Sasha Banks, Mercedes Moné saying that I want to wrestle her, chances are you're really good. But I need more than just a really good wrestler. I need to be captivated by you. You know? And Zoey's character to me thus far just seems like a tough, muscled female. And I'm just going to run ravage. I understand, but we have those. Raquel already played that part before she started smiling to the ring every match. Rhea is playing that. And we've had so many beforehand do such. Xia Li, I call the Brock Lesnar of the women's division. You just don't know that because Xia Li is never used. So it's going to take more, guys. But I know a lot of you guys are high on her. I'm hoping I can get there. But what I saw last night, I'm still nowhere near there, man. Zoey Stark came out, no emotion. Zoey Stark had a match, no emotion. Zoey Stark defeated Candice LeRae, no emotion. I know, it's an unpopular take, but I'm being real with you. I was watching this match, and I felt nothing. Nothing. That was actually the end of hour one. Paul Heyman says some words. Sethington does a backstage interview. Bronson Reed squashes Ricochet into the size of a chicken nugget if he wasn't already. Candice LeRae loses to Zoey Stark, and hour one is done. Easy peasy. Come on, says Pinocchio, Schnoz McGee, Triple H. What an easy hour of no entertainment for fans. So we go into hour number two, where Cody is in the ring, now getting killed by Brock Lesnar. So first, hour one started with the beatdown in the backstage area. Then Cody comes to the ring with one fucking arm. And he says, I don't care what it's going to take. I want Brock. I don't care if I have no legs. I have no legs. No legs. Come on, you knew the song was coming. The guy's dangling one arm. And he literally said, maybe it was in the last segment with Triple H, but he says, I don't care if I got no legs. I'm showing up to Night of Champions. So we're doing the song. I got no legs, 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 no legs. I've got no legs, no legs, no legs, no legs, no legs, no legs. So he says, I don't care if I got no legs and a dangling arm. Fucking, if I come down there like fucking Skip Duty Admedy, right? Fucking with a fucking, I'm just snapping down to the ring with my one arm. Yeah, I'm an American fucking snapper. Right? And he's going to get in the ring with what? Brock Lesnar? What are you going to do, bro? So, of course, Brock comes down, or maybe Brock was already in the ring, and then Cody came down. I think that's what happened. Brock was in the ring. Cody came down. Now, if you see a shark in the water, and you have one arm, and no legs, no legs, no legs, no legs, no legs, are you going to fucking bounce into the water to get eaten by the shark? This just made Cody look like a fool. Not that he has heart. So he comes dangling down to the fucking ring, snapping along. Yeah, I'm an American snapper. And he gets into the ring and he gets fucking annihilated. What did you think was gonna fucking happen? What did you honestly believe was going to happen? You're gonna beat up Brock Lesnar with a hand? So he gets annihilated, and we're all supposed to sit back and go, wow. Wow, hey, Timmy. Hey, Timmy, did you see the adversity Cody just went through? Jerry, I saw the struggle, man. This is all we ever asked for at Mania, and it's coming to fruition. I gotta tell you, Jerry, I think my pee-pee got hard when I watched it. I know, I was feeling sensations, too. This adversity is next level. Let's just wait. Let's see if BC tries to trash this. I know. Watch BC come up with a way to find a negative with his beating. That BC is so tough to please. I know. I hate BC. I can't stand watching his podcasts. I know. Are you going to watch tomorrow? Of course. I love the podcast. I mean, yeah. That's it. The guy fucking stumbles to the fucking ring with an arm. And he gets it fucking broke. Supposedly. Right? Brock fucking snaps it in half. Brock snaps his arm in half. Because struggle. Because adversity. Because he has to earn it more. And now they're setting... You know what they're setting up, right? You know they're setting up Cody Rhodes to actually lose to Brock Lesnar. And Brock does not like to work very long anyway, especially in Saudi. This could be a straight-up squash. Brock, it looks like, is not just winning. Brock is going to literally annihilate and squash Cody Rhodes. And we're supposed to say, well, what do you expect? He had one arm. Who had this when Cody Rhodes lost at WrestleMania? Who could have foreshadowed this? Oh, yeah. BC and my entire amplified unit. That's who. We tried to tell everybody who thought this was a good idea that they don't know what they're doing. They're not going to book this properly. And Brock attacks Cody for no reason. Here we are going into the second premium live event with these two, and there's still no reason. He's just beating them up now more than ever with no reason. And it leads to nothing but another Cody loss a month after he just lost to Roman. And that's okay with some people. Some people that I feel bad for them, they really don't have a clue about how pro wrestling works. And they go, well, basically it's part of the story. It's going to be a rubber match. No, I already said that from day one. We already know that. That's not a storyline. There's no story without the engine to the car. A story is not a story unless it has purpose. What is the reason for the story? What's the reason for it? You read Charlotte's Web. You don't start the story with people going to see a pig because there's fucking letters and words in a spider's web. No, what's the reason? Why are these words there? Why is this spider helping this pig It's because the pig is about to fucking be roasted in the fucking ham and cheese sandwiches. But the spider is trying to help the pig live. It's such a good story. But you wouldn't start the book by saying there was this pig Wilbur who had his friend Charlotte the spider help him live. No, you start with the whole story. It's Wilbur's turn to be roasted. What can save him? What's the heartbeat? So this is Paul Levesque. I told you this was Paul Levesque's blueprint, this whole show. And I put equal blame on Vince and H. Trust me, this is not one of those channels where we just pick one over the other. Equal blame. But this, we know, BC has confirmation that Paul Levesque's blueprint was all over the show. And to prove that, if you saw the end of the night, he actually inserted himself into the show to try to help the story. He thought his presence was needed. No, Cody Rhodes didn't need your shit. But of course, he writes himself into the fucking show. But this is Paul Levesque's way. I've studied his tricks. Paul Levesque thinks that if we do these monstrous beatings throughout the night, fans that originally were not down with this feud, they're going to have no choice but to be down with it. Paul Levesque underestimated logic and common sense, or at least fans that utilize such. Because Paul Levesque grossly misunderstood our direction of what we want. He grossly miscalculated how we view our pro wrestling and how smart we truly are because we did not buy that shit. That did not help Cody Rhodes last night. It sure as hell did not help Brock Lesnar. It didn't help Raw. It didn't help the company. And it shows you how clueless, how lost Paul Levesque, Pinocchio, Schnoz McGee truly is. Let's move on with it. It's so frustrating to even fucking have to move on with this shit. I can't even fucking tell you how frustrating it is to move on with this shit. And you know what's funny? Even when Vince does intervene, right? And Vince says it has to be this, because it happens, no question it happens. Trust me, Vince is also calling shit. Nobody's letting Vince off the hook. But you know what the sad part is? That's when Paul Levesque still continues to do nothing but, okay, sir. Okay, my tribal chairman. And he runs along like a good little yes puppy. And he gets the job done. He doesn't fucking locate his balls or reattach them or even take them out of Stephanie's purse. That's why you have to blame Triple H. Even when he might be on a vacation and just doing some phone calls with Vince about a show, he is still okaying everything and not changing a damn thing for the better. Basically, he'll lose his job if he does. What do you expect him to do? Well, wow. I mean, if you were at a job, wouldn't you fucking stand the fuck up if you were being mistreated so many times, time after time? If that was just the prerequisite of the day? Wouldn't you finally stand up for yourself? Or are you telling me you are just an enabling yes man with no honor, no moral compass within you? In which case, I disrespect Triple H even more then. I'm not going to have sympathy for a multi-millionaire afraid to lose his job because his father-in-law is overriding him. No, that's for a lot of the fans in the community who let Triple H get a pass. You know, the schmucks, where every time there's a bad show, they go, that's Vince! Fucking Vince! And when it's semi-decent, or they know Vince was not there, oh, that was Triple H. That was H. You see how amazing that was? No, you're not buying. We're not buying that shit. Fuck out of here with that shit. It's those type of people that let Paul Levesque off the hook to the point where this is the show we got last night because Paul Levesque feels he can do no wrong. Paul Levesque can put out anything, and he's going to have the Paul Levesque, the Pinocchio dick riders sucking that shit till the next day and the next show. The PDRs. That's what they are, PDRs. Pinocchio dick riders. Everything Paul Levesque does, they're Pinocchio dick riding. The company will be a lot better. I can't believe I am saying this. I'm going to agree with Phil Brooks, CM Punk. We already know the Vince McMahon line. That's taking it a little too far. Retirement and an actual retirement is fine with me. But when he said it's just going to be taken over by his doofus son-in-law, and I think he said his idiotic daughter, but his doofus son-in-law, if we ever knew how true those words were going to be all these years later, man. WWE will be a lot better when we can remove Paul Levesque Triple H from any type of leadership role. The apple doesn't fall far from the tree. He's just like Vince McMahon. He's just like him. His mojo from the black and gold NXT days, guys, that's done. If you ever think you're getting black and gold back, you're not. He doesn't even have the same regime. It's a different time and place now. And Paul Levesque has tapped out all his resources. It's not the same Levesque. He's a shell of what he once was even. And that wasn't even that great. NXT was handed to him on Vince McMahon's money and Dusty Rhodes and William Regal's creativity and mindset. Paul Levesque was just in the right place, right time, threw China to the side and married the boss's daughter. And he clung to Vince's nuts ever since. And to this day, I hear stupid people say, if he just lets Triple H run the show, and we're going to have black and gold, it's going to be a better WWE. This, what you saw last night, is Paul Levesque's WWE. All the rumors that the script was ripped up 4 times last night. Vince was on the phone heavily. Not what I'm hearing. I'm hearing Triple H's blueprint was on this from top to bottom. I'm seeing this card, the way the matches unfolded, the length. This is a Paul Levesque, easy peasy, get it done with production. PDRs. Pinocchio dick riders. I am fucking done giving Paul Levesque passes in this community. Jonathan, sadly, he did China very wrong. I'm not even going to get into it because it's not the topic. But what happened to China is wrong on so many levels. And he did it for the greed. He did it for the power. It's what Paul Levesque has done his whole career. He has clung to power. He turned his back on people like Bret Hart and others who actually tried to give him advice when he got to WWE. And he clung to the partiers, the fruitcakes like Shawn Michaels, Kevin Nash, Scott Hall, the partiers. When Paul Levesque didn't even drink or nothing, he became a designated driver. Why would you pick that as your clique, literally and figuratively? He claims it's to be a sponge and learn about the business. No, Bret Hart and others were going to do that. No, it's because he knew who was in Vince's office the most. It was the clique. This is what Paul Levesque has done his entire career. The second he was in a tag team with William Regal way back in the day in WCW, way before the Nitro days. He was in a tag team with William Regal. Regal was very respected back then. Lord Steven Regal was his name. And Paul Levesque tried everything in his power to put that nose up Regal's ass morning, noon, and night. He tried to do the same with Ric Flair. Ric Flair tells funny stories that he always treated him like an unwanted fucking stepchild. Get away from me. Get the fuck off of me. Every time I turn around, you're right next to me. Paul Levesque clings to power. And if he can latch on, he will not let go. Ric Flair tells a really funny story about wanting this kid like a fly, like trying to swat him away. And here, isn't it funny when Flair went back to WWE when H had power? Isn't it funny how he attached him right there and he tried to be like the big guy around Ric Flair? When Sting came over from WCW, Paul Levesque had to be the one to beat Sting just to show that I was Mr. WWF and we were always better than WCW. Because he knew he was nowhere in Sting's league when he was in WCW. That's the truth. He tried to do the same to Flair with Sting. Sting was never available enough for him to do that. They were always in different circles. I'm telling you guys a lot of the behind the scenes. This is what I'm talking about, guys. I know a lot about Paul Levesque's career. I've studied it. I did my due diligence just for research history lessons. And it's ugly. It's very ugly how this guy rose to power. Some people do it the right way. Others do it very backhandedly. Others do it very, very, just wrong. And people like China and so many others, Bret the Hitman Hart and so many others, got stabbed in the back because of it. Paul Levesque is not a very good dude, man. Not a very good dude. And it's just sad to see the wrestling community believe that this dude is the creative juggernaut genius. This dude is the savior to WWE. They don't even understand. This dude is running most of what you see today. Vince still has his hands in the cookie jar. There's no question. I know this for a fact. I've always said that from day one. I knew it. Levesque has way more power and control of these shows than you know. And you're letting him off the hook. Stop. In the end, you will look like the fools. I'm telling you guys the truth. You can believe me now, or you can come back later and go, damn, BC, you were right, man. Pinocchio dick riders, PDRs. You got to get off that dick, man. You got to get off that shit. I don't know why we went into left field with a high. I think I was just what they were doing with Cody in the beatdown. It just made me think, wait a second. Are they really going to have Cody not only lose at Night of Champions and set up what I told you guys it was looking like from the beginning, a rubber match, best of 3, because Cody's going to lose? Are they really going to have him? Are they going to have him squashed? It looks like with this arm injury, Brock is just going to have an easy peasy night in Saudi Arabia, take light work of Cody, and we're all supposed to go, well, he had one arm. What heart, what a warrior to show up with one arm. I'm not going to buy it, man. Cody Rhodes has been botched miserably ever since WrestleMania. I'm not even done. We're just in hour number 2. Alpha Academy versus the Viking Raiders. Why? Why would you have Alpha Academy and Viking Raiders, 2 teams that have to win matches? Why would they be in the ring together? Viking Raiders have lost their last 10 contests. Last 10. Chad Gable is finally starting to get back to like 40-60 booking, not even 50-50. That's how many matches he's lost. For the longest time, he only won 3 matches out of 50. Now he's starting to collect a victory here and there. Why the fuck would this match happen, man? Gable defeats Eric. Wait till you hear this. You know, the big Vikings, right? Remember they were War Machine? Remember they were the War Raiders? You guys remember, right? They look like one of the best tag teams we've seen, appearance-wise anyway, since the Legion of Doom or Demolition. The only difference? The Viking Raiders are actually more talented, skill-wise. And I love Demolition. I love the Legion of Doom Road Warriors. Oh, what a rush! This is like them, but with even more skill. And wait till you hear how Ivar got pinned last night. Chad Gable defeated... Or no, was it Eric? I think it was Eric. Chad Gable defeated Eric via the awe-inspiring, ultra-devastating roll-up. The Viking Raiders were pinned last night from the fruitiest of roll-ups. I had just went to the market a few hours before. Just got back from Orlando, Florida, had some business to do, was able to get down over to Epcot for a quick coffee, and came back, unpacked. I knew I was going to go live with my amplified unit, stopped at the store, get a few items. I just I got all my fresh fruit last night, right? I got all my fresh fruit. I was planning on eating that over the course of the week. But after I saw Eric get defeated, I took all my fruit. I took my pineapples. What? I took my cherries. What? I took my apples. What? I took my pears. What? I took my oranges. What? I took my blueberries. What? I took my raspberries. What? I took my strawberries. What? I took my watermelons. What? I took my kiwi limes. What? I even took tomatoes. Tomatoes. What? I said tomatoes, jackass. And I threw them at the fucking TV. I still gotta clean it when I get done with this live stream. Raw review. I gotta clean the TV. I threw all my fruit at the fucking TV last night. The big screen, too. 65 inches of how you doing. It became a fucking a fruit smoothie last night. My TV became a smoothie. They took the Viking Raiders amplified unit. They took the Viking Raiders and they had them pinned via a hold 'em down roll-up from Little Chad Gable. And I love Chad Gable. I truly feel he's one of the best actual pro wrestlers in the world, by the way. I've been pleading for them to give him more W's. But we're talking about Chad Gable. If he shows up to Disney World, he's got to go up to the fucking little posts that see if you're tall enough to ride the ride. And that's even the teacups. He's got to check to see if he can ride the teacups. And he's going to hold down the Viking Raiders? But that's not believable. Or maybe it is, because we just say, I'm okay with it, Beasley. Hey, Beasley, how you doing, man? Big supporter. Love you, Beasley. I gotta admit, though, man, I disagree with you, man. I disagree with Beasley Amplified. You see, I think it makes sense, because this could lead to another match, Beasley, between the two. Awesome. That's exactly what I was waiting for, another match between the two. I can't hold my excitement. I hope we see it another 17 times. Because Alpha Academy Viking, why not, right? I mean, we don't know why we're getting the match, other than it's a wrestling match between two teams. We're getting fruit roll-ups already from the jump. Who would not want to see this more? You want to see it more, Mr. Sign? Huh? Sorry to offend you, but you're going to stay here for the entire show. Who doesn't want to see more? Because it started off so fucking good. A fruit roll-up to the Viking Raiders. Yes, man, this is going to be such a good series of matches. Finn Balor then defeats Shinsuke Nakamura via coup de grace. Good old 50-50 booking for Mr. Kevin! I love Shinsuke. Good old 50-50 booking. 50-50 booking. You say, BC, you're being a little silly. He's not being 50-50 booked. Are you kidding me? He just got to his Raw debut was 3 weeks ago, correct? 3 weeks ago, his Raw debut, he lost a triple threat match. Literally. Got pinned looking up at the lights. Sethington Rollins wins that match. Okay? That was his Raw debut. He loses. Then Triple H is like, well, we're going to give you a consolation prize. We're going to have you beat The Miz next week. So then we see last week, or so that was 2 weeks ago, he loses to Seth Rollins. Last week, Shinsuke defeats Miz. This week, he loses to Finn Balor. That is the exact definition of 50-50 booking. And it's the exact reason why here we are 5 years later, and Shinsuke does not have the backing, doesn't have the reaction that we all thought he was going to have from day one. 50-50 booking will ruin professional wrestlers. It'll make you average. That's what 50-50 is, right? You're average. And when you are average, nobody is going to want to support you. Not because you're not a good dude. Not because you don't got good qualities. They may even like you. But you're average AF. Nobody is going to want to back something average. If they're not telling us why Shinsuke is a winner, especially casual fans are not going to jump on board, watch a guy lose every other week and go, this guy's amazing! I got to see him go for the world title one day! Shinsuke has been literally the definition of 50-50 booked since he's gotten to Raw. Then what was the purpose of the draft? If so many of these people are continue to lose, wait till we talk about Imperium in just a little bit. Shinsuke Nakamura here. The Viking Raiders couldn't buy a victory on SmackDown. They get over to Raw, they look even worse. Ricochet, welcome to Raw. You're going to get squashed by Bronson. Apollo Crews, welcome to Raw. Meet Dum Dum. We'll get to that in a minute. So, congratulations to Balor. I'm not saying Balor should lose that. I'm saying, why book that? Just to have a match that's more than 5 minutes long, BC. Thank you, Triple H. Well, what did it do? You just hurt Shinsuke, and Finn doesn't gain anything from that. I could have watched a 2-minute squash match, Finn Balor, defeating my local pizza delivery guy, Luigi Lugnuts. And I never want to see Luigi take an ass whooping, but Luigi Lugnuts getting annihilated by Balor for 2 minutes, I'm okay with that. No harm, no foul. I don't need to see a 6-minute match with Shinsuke getting beat. No reason. Even a 10-minute match. You're just hurting these dudes, and nobody's going to go back. Nobody's going to go on Thursday, even today, but Thursday, Friday, nobody's going to go, did you see that Balor victory on Monday? Nobody's talking about that, guys. That match should not have been booked. First of all, we've already seen it in the past anyway, so it's not like you're giving us a match we've never seen before. Wow, you got to tune in to Raw, Jerry. I know, Timmy, I've been on the USA Network since 4 o'clock. Shinsuke Nakamura. Come on! It's a good booking. I would like to see a Kinshasa to Paul Levesque, Pinocchio's dome piece. Wake him up. Are we at the end of hour 2? What is this? Yeah, end of hour 2, I believe. Raquel Rodriguez versus Sonya Deville. Deville, the Jer9 Gaming, you still up in here? I hope you are, brother. Or anybody in the chat, if not. How did this match end? I'm guessing Raquel won. I went and got a coffee. I came back, and thankfully, I should say, it was done. Raquel, was it just the her power slam there? Is that how this match ended? Raquel won in 2 minutes. Yeah, so it was just a straight-up squash with the Deville. Sonya got squashed. Okay, that's what I thought. Yep, it was her finisher move. Okay, thank you, Jer9. Thank you, Unit. Okay, so, yeah, when I got back, that's where my notes picked up. Deville and Green, Chelsea Green and Sonya Deville are beating down on Raquel Rodriguez. Now, we expect, okay, this is the beatdown. This is where her mystery partner for next week, when they go for the titles, this is where she's going to come down, right? Now, you look at the WWE roster as far as Monday Night Raw. Again, because we're told there's a draft and they're actually going to use the brand split definitively now, right? They're not going to confuse the audience anymore. So we're going to go full throttle with an actual brand split. No more confusion. So you say, okay, Raquel has to have a partner. Okay, well, this is where you would utilize, would you not, Candice LeRae? Right? Bring down Candice. She's on Raw. You have to utilize her properly, not just come out and lose in 3 minutes to Zoey Stark. Bring out Candice LeRae. Bring out fucking Kathy Kelly for all I give a fuck. Dana Brooke. Who the fuck cares? Bring out fucking Dana. What about Emma? Bring out Emma. She's on the Raw roster. I'm looking at it right now. Indy Hartwell is injured right now. Much love and respect to her. Katana Chance and Kaden Carter would be fucking epic, but they're already a team. Liv Morgan is injured. I get that. Natalia's going for the chin. Nikki Cross! Why have Nikki Cross dancing around with Candice moments before she loses last night and both looking like jokes when Nikki Cross could have came out? Would I have given a fuck? Probably not. But at least it would make some sense. She's on Raw. If Maxine Dupree would stop fucking hanging around Ortiz. Maybe Maxine could have a fucking match next week. Piper Niven. What happened to Piper Niven? Who else? There's so many ladies on this fucking roster, man. Oh, how about my personal face? Xia Li. Why not put fucking Xia Li out there? I understand. Well, heel, face, base. At this point, just fucking utilize Xia. She's on the roster. Put Zoey Stark with Raquel. That actually looks like a tag team that fits together. I just gave you guys a bunch of names that are on the Raw roster for the females that could use something like that. Do you know what they did? They brought down Shotzi Blackheart. Okay, just one problem. She's on SmackDown! She's literally on SmackDown. No visitors pass. No wild card rule. No, oops, I was trying to find my way home. I came out of the club. I took a few too many fucking something in these little pills, and I tried to find my way home, and I stumbled across Hershey, Pennsylvania, and oops, it happens to be Monday Night Raw. Nothing. No excuse, no reasoning. She's already in her attire. Shotzi has shown up to Raw in her attire and runs out there. No security, nobody stopping her. What happened to the brand split, Paul Levesque? What? Guys, unit, am I honestly supposed to just let it go? Is this just not a big deal, Beasley? Or is it okay to rant about this a little bit? I have every right to rant about this as a fan who watches this, who wants to enjoy it, who wants to love it. Shotzi runs to the ring. Why was she on Raw? Then why did we do, right? Let's bring it down. Let's de-amplify for a second, right? Because I'm actually going to be serious, man. I know, it's YouTube. You got to entertain, man. We're going on 2 hours live. You got to entertain, BC. Let me de-amplify because I'm being so serious, and I don't care if this is entertaining or not. You couldn't even last a month with this draft brand split before WWE started doing WWE shit. They just do these decisions without any care about how it looks and what it does. The perception, nothing. They literally plucked Shotzi from the blue brand, brought her to the red brand, no excuse, no reasoning, no nothing. And they acted like we should all either accept it or just don't question it. Then why did we have the draft? That's all I'm asking. Why? If Paul Heyman was needed for an entire month to set up other matches on Raw, why have the draft? If you're just going to pluck people out of the blue to form teams with people on the other brand, then why have the draft if you didn't have your ducks in a row and you weren't going to commit to it? Why? But we know that Paul Levesque doesn't commit to anything. I tell you to ask China, but unfortunately she's no longer with us. But Paul Levesque doesn't know what commitment is. We didn't even make it a month. And this brand split is already exactly what it was before a month ago. It's the same garbage fire that we have to put up with now for the foreseeable future. Shotzi, I feel bad for anybody that has to tag team with Raquel. I really do, because they just get injured, man. Remember they put her with Aaliyah, right? They wanted to, they don't trust Raquel on her own. Vince McMahon and Paul Levesque both love Raquel, by the way. They both love Raquel. So they put her with Aaliyah, and they just wanted them to smile together. And Aaliyah's going to be like the little sister of Raquel. That was the gimmick. And Aaliyah got injured. So then they took Liv Morgan, who had a lot of momentum, and they stuffed her with Raquel to fill the void of Aaliyah. You guys remember that? Liv Morgan, injured, joins Aaliyah. Then they pluck Shotzi from the Blue Brand to fill the void of Liv Morgan, who was filling the void of Aaliyah. All for this tag team with Raquel, and everybody's getting injured in the process. Let Raquel go on her own. She's gonna sink or swim. Let's hope she swims. If she sinks, throw her the lifeline, get her out of the water, and bring her somewhere else. It's a crowded roster for those ladies. If you think that anybody is going to be interested in smiley hippity doo-dah Raquel turning around, showing me her half fucking muscle or whatever she's trying to work on, or her fucking ass, and smiling to the ring in a tag team every fucking show, if that is supposed to captivate us, it ain't working. Not with Aaliyah, not with Liv Morgan, not with Shotzi, not with Natty, not with Trinity, not with Renee Paquette, not with Trish Stratus, not with Alundra Blaze. The fuck are you doing with Raquel Rodriguez? What is Raquel Rodriguez? What is she? What's the character? All of these partners, for what? What is she? That was the end of hour number 2. Hour number 3, Becky Lynch, old school BigTimeBex reemerges. No more The Man. It looks like BigTimeBex is back. She has her wardrobe, these gold glasses. They look like hands that were going this way, and like you could see her eyes through like the fingers. It was some crazy shit, man. Old school BigTimeBex has returned. Trish Stratus comes out. Words were exchanged and a contract was signed. That's what my notes say, and there's nothing more, and I'm not going to elaborate. That was it. I'm in the minority. I actually like Trish Stratus more as a heel. I think she's actually genuinely good. But they just don't have anything. They have nothing. So, I mean, I don't have expectations for Monday Night Raw anymore, but like, I was thinking if there's a segment that could deliver a little bit more than the norm, it would be that one. Nothing from that, man. The only interesting topic the next day, here we are talking about, is Becky Lynch's outfit, her glasses. That's what we're talking about. Nothing to do with this story or feud with Trish Stratus. Apollo Crews then loses his re-debut on Raw. Welcome back, Apollo. Dom Mysterio pins Crews 1, 2, 3 with a frog splash. Okay, so here's the deal. Unit, I want to play a game of common sense and logic. You ready for this? Apollo did not work the first time on the roster, right? He didn't work the first time. They tried to give him a new character. Nothing worked. They brought him back down to NXT to have some feuds, pump up their TV, whatever. Okay. He didn't do too bad down there at all, actually. But the point is, he was botched on the main roster to the point where they brought him back to NXT. He's back. And you're telling me that the best they had for him after all of this time away from the main roster to redevelop, reevaluate the entire situation, reimagine Apollo Crews. And this is how you brought him back? To just eat a fucking L to Dum Dum? This is what I mean about standards. All right? Anybody that tries to defend this show, by the way, thank you guys. Over 200 on the ups. I have to be better about acknowledging those ups. It helps the algorithm. I'm just so amplified today. I'm not really mentioning it often, but I do appreciate that. If you haven't smashed that up, I appreciate that. Let's go toward 300 live. I know I only gave you guys a half an hour of notice, and I came on live during the fucking morning the next day. But you guys still show up and show up loud, so I appreciate that. Let's get those up. Ups up. Let's get the ups up. This is what I mean about standards. There's people that actually defend this shit, guys. They actually defend this. Ali, welcome to the unit, bro. I think you already were, too. So welcome. A rejoin, maybe. But I believe Ali was already a gold member, man. I thought you were already in my auto generator for channel member of the week. Which, by the way, is Renee G, who is up in the unit right now. I just saw Renee G up in the chat. Renee G is our channel member of the week. She took the reins off of James Shrimp Fajitas. Renee G, shout out. Welcome, Ali. I appreciate the membership, man. My only ask of you is to keep that gold card activated at all times. Because when you're an AMP Unit Gold member, you have to be amped at all times, 24/7. Salute. So, back to what I was saying, guys. There's people that defend this trash. There's people that will defend these shows. Right? You guys tell me all the time on your little social doohickey machines or whatever you kids are on these days. You tell me, wow, man, you would be surprised how many people liked this show, loved it, and fucking are surprised that we didn't like it or surprised by the things we're saying negatively about it. Guys, there's people that are going to defend this trash. And then there's people with standards that actually know what the product should and could be if they use the bare minimum of logic, common sense, and creativity. A little bit of effort mixed with a little bit of fucking knowledge of the situation, mixed with the creativity, mixed with the effort. It's a little bit of an ingredient here, and it makes the full recipe of a good show. And if you're missing just one of those ingredients, the whole show could go off the rails. In this case, they're missing all of the ingredients. Apollo Crews losing might not seem big to you. Oh, it's just Apollo. He's kind of a jobber anyway, BC. That's the problem. That's it. That's how we always looked at him. Then he went away. We were hoping when he comes back, the company would have had something, right? Something special. Make him feel special. He comes back and he loses to Dum Dum. I'm all for Dum Dum winning, man. Dum Dum's got to keep racking up W's. Dum Dum gets a lot of good fucking heel heat. Natural, organic. But why do this? Helmsley, by the way. Pinocchio, Schnaz McGee, Hunter Hearst Helmsley. He just gave up last night. We saw Pinocchio throw in the white towel. It was clear when we had filler after filler after filler. Zoey Stark video package. While she's simultaneously wrestling, by the way, wouldn't you have the video packages and then debut her like they used to do back in the day with the Razor Ramones and all of them? No, they do a video package and then there's... Spread that shit, man. Make her appearance, her debut on Raw. Make it special. Drag it out over a couple months. Video package for somebody who's already wrestling. Zoey Stark. There was a video package for Matt Riddle last night, guys. So Matt Riddle, this is ass backwards. They have him show up for Backlash, wrestle every show, Raw and SmackDown, because brand split. And he loses at Backlash. He's gone for a week. And then we have a video package like he's new to the roster. Like Matt Riddle, this new wrestler is coming. Scooter McGee. What the fuck is he doing? Is he putting a fucking... Is he putting new lights on his wheels of his scooter? Is he putting a fucking shock suspension on his scooter? He's gonna be fucking bouncing down like fucking Snoop Dogg? Is his scooter gonna be rolling on dubs? The fuck is this, a video package of Matt Riddle? Like we don't know who the fuck he is. AJ Styles had a video package. Basically, it's because Seth Rollins, man. Doesn't matter. A Monday Night Raw with so much SmackDown presence. Paul Heyman is starting the show. He's SmackDown. Shotzi is saving Raquel. She's a SmackDown talent. AJ Styles gets his video package because they fucking botched and had SmackDown join in with this world title shit. So now SmackDown has to appear on Raw in some way. And vice versa. All these video packages that just didn't make sense to me, at all. Just a lot of filler by Paul Levesque, Pinocchio, Schnoz McGee. Main event was Zayn, Owens, and Scooter McGee. They defeated Imperium. This is a great way to book Gunther, by the way. Welcome to Raw, Imperium. All's Imperium used to do on SmackDown was lose. So now we have this fresh draft, and all's Imperium has done is lose. The only difference last night, they added the Intercontinental Champion Gunther into the match and had him take the fucking L with the fucking bozos. That's the best you have for Gunther. Last week, them even showing up in Sami Zayn and Owens' business was so stupid. Paul Heyman shook the hand of Gunther because he had a visitor's pass from SmackDown, basically. Isn't this amazing storytelling by Paul Levesque? Nope. It's definitely Paul Levesque storytelling, which is why it is nowhere near fucking good. Gunther. Gunther takes a fucking meaningless loss. Nonsensical. The show ends with Triple H, Paul Levesque, 3 H's, having a pep talk to Cody Rhodes in Cody's locker room. Trying to be PapaH. That's what this dude loves to try to be. He always wanted to be Vince McMahon. He always wanted to be Vince. That's what he tried to be in NXT everything. I'm Papa, because everybody looked at Vince like a father figure. He wants to be PapaH. These are his kids, right? But when they get Das Boot, Paul Levesque is nowhere near, is he? You ain't hearing no peep from him. His kids just got booted from the company. What? I didn't see anything. I don't know what the fuck happened. And then they all get to come back for smoke and mirrors because everybody thought Vince was actually gone. So then it was smoke and mirrors. Well, somebody has to open up that pocketbook. Nick Khan and Vince McMahon have to approve all of those people coming back. This was by design, smoke and mirrors. Make it look like H is fucking fully in charge. No, Vince never went anywhere. Paul Levesque is booking most of this shit, no question. But this is a joint production. This is what he tries to do, man. I'm the Papa. So now he's going to try to be fucking a Papa H to Cody Rhodes, like Cody needs Paul Levesque to look out for his well-being. So he tries to tell him it's clear your arm is broken. And Cody's like, no, I want to go. I have to face adversity and struggle and I have to earn it. That's what the interweb machine told me. And Paul Levesque is like, Cody, I can't let you do it. You got to just stop. Take a breath. Take some of my Skittles. You can even hold the real sledgehammer if you want. My authentic sledgehammer. But you got to relax, okay, Cody? And Cody's like, no, Papa, I don't want to do it. I want to go to Night of Champions. And Paul's like, I can't let you do it, man. It's clear your arm is broke. And that's where Cody says, I don't care. Oh, no, he says, I have legs. I have legs. I can show up and fight. So, no arms is nothing. So as long as you have legs. So if you have no legs, is that when Cody would quit? Is legs is that the bar that we have set? As long as I have legs, I can wrestle. No arms? Fuck it. I'll be like a fucking T-Rex. I'll do a minion fight. As long as I have legs. But if I have no legs, no legs. I have no legs. no legs. I fucking have no legs. I have no legs. What the fuck? I have no legs. Why do I have no fucking legs? I have no fucking legs. So if he has no legs, then he'll be like, okay, H, I'm going to sit this one out. Because I really can't get to the ring. Unless Scooter McGee, with his new fucking shock absorbent system with his new bright lights on his wheels, scooters me to the fucking ring. And we'll fucking bounce down, and I'll be like, yeah, look at me, no legs McGee. With Scooter McGee. All right, the point is, let's get serious for a second. Let's get serious. This, to end the show, was Paul Levesque trying to wipe away all of his fucking wrongs, right? I'm going to force people to be on board with this story so they can see that what happened on Sunday, April 2nd at WrestleMania, it was best for business. And this Brock thing is so good. And now I'm involved with it, so it's a real story. You failed, Paul Levesque. You have failed. Paul Levesque, you have failed. Pinocchio, Schnoz McGee, when he was at that media scrum after Mania, and he said, let it play out. For everybody that doesn't like the decision of Roman walking away with the title and going home with it, there's more story to tell. That's what Pinocchio said. And I'm not even kidding. The next night on Raw, you saw his nose was grown about 1/4 of an inch. Paul Levesque's nose grew overnight at WrestleMania because he told another lie. That's what makes him Pinocchio. There was no story to tell after this, man. If you revisit this in a year, are people really going to go, see, Paul Levesque was right, there was more story? No, there wasn't. The book was closed. The book was over with. The book's done. Everybody is on to different shit right now. And WWE doesn't have a fucking plan for anything, a fucking foot in front of them. Let alone in a month, 2 months, 3 months. Paul Levesque lied to every single one of you. When he said the words, there's more story to tell, maybe. Maybe that's why this happened. No, there wasn't. Everybody looks like an idiot, and the product is suffering now more than ever. This show, guys, that was the end of Monday Night Raw. This show, guys, in all honesty, I probably said this before, but I mean this. This show was so fucking bad. And I've never said this because this is real. When the main event started, I actually went onto the tube to check I won't get into the specifics, but it's a very prestigious thing that I like to keep up to date. It's a financial thing. Stocks, things like that. So I wanted to get a gauge on that. Guys, this was during Raw. I've never done that before. I literally was so nauseous by Monday Night Raw, and I did not want to see Imperium versus Scooter McGee, Sami Zayn, and Kevin Owens. I literally changed the channel, not to LeBron James in the NBA. I literally went and checked on some stock information on this platform. I literally checked out of the first 7-8 minutes of that match because I was angered. I was nauseous from Monday Night Raw. I literally wanted to do anything in the world other than watch Raw, and that was the main event. I had no reason to watch a 6-man tag. I waited 3 hours to watch a 6-man tag! Matt Riddle tagging up with Owens and Zayn, as if Owens and Zayn have nothing for them anyway ever since WrestleMania. Roman and Solo are going to go for the mounts, basically. Now they add Scooter McGee, and Imperium is in the... What are we doing? Fuck are we doing, man? This is not the WWE that I fell in love with, and I know if you guys really think about it, this is not the World Wrestling Entertainment that you guys fell in love with. You know it can be better than this. You know it should be better than this. This Monday Night Raw was one of the worst shows I have ever seen in my life. Not just professional wrestling. One of the worst shows. Drama hour-long, half-an-hour sitcom. This is one of the worst shows I've ever viewed in my life last night. This is not for entertainment purposes. I'm not saying some shock jock words, right? I'm not just shocking you with some words. I'm not overly entertaining you right now. These are real words. I was sickened by last night's show. Angered to the point where I had to change the fucking channel. Because it was so bad. I literally didn't want to watch it. I didn't want to watch nothingness with no purpose behind it. Do you realize that Imperium versus Owens, Zayn, and Riddle leads to nothing? Nothing! I don't care about any of them! Last night's Monday Night Raw made me seriously reevaluate a lot of shit, man. Sadly, unacceptably, it made me reevaluate a lot. How far off course Paul Levesque truly is. And I'm not going to play the game of this was Vince and this was Triple H. This is Triple H and this is Vince. When it's bad, it's Vince. When it's good, it's... No. He is the chief creative officer. I don't give a fuck if you think it's in title only and Vince is spanking him every time he tries to get out of hand. I don't give a fuck what you think. Paul Levesque is running the ship as well. This is a co-piloted situation. And you best put the blame on him as well. If you let Paul Levesque off the hook, if you are a PDR, a Pinocchio dick rider, then you are not a part of the solution. You are a part of the problem in WWE. If you let Paul Levesque off the hook every time, you are a PDR and you are the reason WWE sucks more than ever. That's just the truth. I gotta be honest with you, man. I reevaluated a lot when it comes to Monday nights. For now, I'm gonna keep on doing this thing because I love shooting the shit with you. This is why I keep doing it, man. My hobby. This is not. If you're new to the channel, I say this all the time. This is not a full-time job. It's become kind of like a job as we became successful. But this is not a job for BC. This is still my hobby. I do this in my off time. I set aside time to either live or a lot of the times really early before I start my day. I cut you guys an amped up podcast nearly an hour long. I edit it throughout the morning and I ship it out to you guys via this platform. But this will always remain my hobby because a hobby should be something you love to do, right? If it ever turns into a job and you end up hating it and you're just miserable all the time, then you shouldn't be doing it. I love doing this with you guys, shooting the shit, talking about this. The shows have become such a chore that it's like a nauseous feeling. Like even my Knicks, we've been fucking horrible for like 20 years. But I still show up to the Garden and I still hoot and I holler and I complain and I bitch and I moan with thousands of other people that are bitching and moaning and trying to tell management what needs to change for us, for them. But I never got nauseous of the product. WWE is so bad that as much as I love it, I'm nauseous by it. This was really bad, man. BC hit a brick wall last night. BC had a moment of realization. BC was in a conundrum. I could not stand this fucking show last night. It was that bad to me. Like, no segment was fun. No segment was intriguing. No segment was, like, making me think. Does anybody else watch Raw like that? I mean, did anybody else have those same feelings last night? Or was it just a normal Raw to you? Was BC just looking at it just with extra fucking just... Did I just not like it more than most? I mean, I just went over the show again with you guys right now, and I'm confirming how I originally felt. Looks like a lot of you guys felt the same way, man. That show was extra bad. Sir Charles, what's up, man? I don't think you were in the Gold live stream last night. Members only. Sir Charles, where were you, brother? I have a life, BC. What? I'm just playing. Sir Charles. I don't think Ray Hunt was up in there either. Or Dante Jaron 23. Well, I think Dante was, right? Jack Brewer. A lot of gold members weren't in that members-only chat last night. Thailand. All right, Sir Charles. That makes sense. So, guys, no matter what the rating is, I'm not putting it on the Lakers at all. I understand that's going to dent their rating, but if you see a poor Raw rating, this is the go-home show to Night of Champions. No reason you would think it's not 2.0 plus, right? No, they're not going to get 2.0. I'd be surprised if they got 2.0. This show wasn't even worthy of a 1.7. So whatever it pulls, do not blame it on playoffs, please. They should pop a rating for it being a go-home show alone. But the show was so fucking bad, I would not doubt at all that it comes nowhere near 2.0. And that's with a go-home show. That's how bad this show was. That's it. That's the Raw review. I can't tell you how much I despise this show enough, and I'll probably do it more during the Super Chats, but I do want to get over and acknowledge and give a shout out to a lot of you guys who sent BC a coffee during this live stream. They call them Super Chats. It's basically you guys chucking a coffee at the content creator, showing some support. So I appreciate the tip. It's never needed. I just need you guys to smash that up. That's totally free. Help out the algorithm. We're headed toward 300. I know I only gave half an hour notice. I know I come on early in the morning the next day. But the fact that you guys show up in the hundreds, and I know thousands of you guys are going to watch this over the next 24 hours, and I know you guys are going to smash that up. I truly do appreciate you guys big time, man. It's the little things, man, truly. The fact that a lot of you guys go the extra step and throw a coffee to BC, that just brings you to the next fucking tier. Like, for instance, if I may, the very first super chat of the morning was Dave Mille. Dave is my tried and true who has sent so many coffees to the fucking channel. Dave is MVP personified. Dave says we need to stop calling Paul Triple H and start calling him Triple C. Carbon copy crap. It's all about the crap and how you copy it. All about the shit and if you can take it. How's that, Dave Mealy? I added on to your song, bro. Appreciate it, man. Yeah, Dave, I think once we all just get on the same page as wrestling fans and understand that I don't give a fuck if Vince McMahon totally has control of the card top to bottom. If Paul Levesque is allowing this nonstop, at some point we have to start putting the blame on Paul Levesque. You can't just be a yes man all the fucking time and act like you're the victim. No. And from what I'm hearing, especially last night, this was a Paul Levesque presentation. So, Silver Black 31, 4-month membership. Silver Black, I want to give a shout out. Thank you for the 4 months, brother. I know you were up in the chat last night. I do believe, I recall anyway. Silver Black 31 celebrating on the Amped Only live chat, live stream last night. My chat didn't go through yesterday because it was too amped. So I'll tone it down. TK needs to stop playing with the snow and get out of Riddle's stash. Bro, I don't know what they're doing with this Collision shit. Dave Meltzer, who's usually in the pocket of AEW, Dave Meltzer is saying that the buzz is non-existent for Collision and that they're having a hard time even pushing tickets for the shows that have been announced. So I think Tony Khan is way in over his head on this one, man. We'll see. JR9 Gaming, my right-hand man on the channel with the 5-spot coffee, JR9. Nothing but truth bombs I tried to dish in today's stream, JR9, man. We got amplified pretty quick, and we stayed amped for 2 hours. Appreciate you, JR9. 2 women's matches. Total match time, 5 minutes. Triple H is pathetic. HBK will show Triple H how to respect the ladies with Roxy, Stratton, and Cora and Val tonight. Yes, Roxy and Stratton is tonight for the semis, right? JR9? I know that's basically what your super is telling me, but please confirm that in the live stream. The semis. Stratton versus Roxy tonight, correct? Oh, bro, I'm watching that live. Yeah, I'm going to make sure I'm watching that. And for those of you new to the channel, I'm a huge Roxy fan, and I just think the world of Stratton already. Tiffany Stratton is actually, like, impressing me every time I see her. And we'll see who's the other one? Cora and Val. That's right. JR9, you're thinking Cora takes the W, right? Are you going Cora Jade? Because that's the only... and then if that's the... Who's your final, JR9? Who's your final, bro? Give it to me, your final, JR9. I want to see if you're right on this. Usually you peg this shit perfectly. TKG says Roxy and Cora is who you're going with. I agree, Pile Driver. Yeah, Crazy Country. I think I'm going Cora too. I just think Cora's got so much potential. Honestly, it could be a draw, making it a triple threat. All right, JR9's booking. All right. Creative finish coming on here. At least with NXT, their triple threats can be much more innovative, special. Although the Wes Lee shit, Wes Lee is take it or leave Wes Lee. I'm leaving Wes Lee. I know so many of you guys really like him. I don't like the booking of this dude. His promos are so sleep-inducing. Wes Lee, it's going to take a lot more for me to get invested into Wes Lee, more than just his moves in the ring and him being a good wrestler. I'm not a fan of this triple threat at Battleground, but we're going to have to see. JR9! JR9, I hope to do NXT Sunday night live, man, with you guys. So I hope you can join JR9. I know you're going to be watching the broadcast, but I hope you're going to be with BC as well if I do that. Because I'm going to need my right-hand man, especially with an NXT show. Full throttle, man. I might botch some shit. I might butcher some shit, and I'm going to have a lot of answers or questions answered. Appreciate it, JR9. I hope to do that because I also want to be live on Saturday for Saudi's show, Night of Champions. Jack Brewer, 10 spot, couple of coffees. Giving a coffee to the best of Raw was terrible. Rather hear 3 hours of BC amplified than watch 3 hours of Raw. Let's get amplified. Jack Brewer, bro, I appreciate it, man. At this point, I'd rather do most anything than watch Raw. After last night, I truly mean that. That's not just words anymore. That's not just like embellishing a little bit, right? Over-exaggerating, being overly dramatic. No, that's the truth. After last night, I'd most rather be doing anything than watch this shit. WWE AEW Marvel fan, 10 spot coffee. I missed absolutely nothing last night by watching Iron Man, Captain America Civil Wars, Black Panther, Spider-Man No Way Home, and other Marvel films. First of all, you are correct. You missed absolutely nothing. You could watch paint dry. You could go play in traffic, and you would have missed nothing and been better off. WWE AEW Marvel fan. But I'll do you one better. I've never seen Iron Man. I've never seen Black Panther. I've never seen Captain America, and I've never seen a Spider-Man movie. But I'd much rather watch all of them in a night than watch Raw last night. So I could not agree with you more. The Stegmeister, Ash Stegels with a 10 spot. What up, Ash? Love seeing Ash up in here, man. Let's get amplified. Wake up, get up, and get amplified. And let's rock this shit, says Ash. And that's the bottom line, because the Stegmeister said so. Also, did you manage to see my membership milestone? I dropped it during last night. I was trying to actually, as the milestones came in, I was trying to give you guys a shout out as they came in. So either I did mention or give you that milestone shout out, Ash, or I missed it because I was in the middle of a rant. Unfortunately, I don't get the milestones afterwards. It's not like Super Chats where they come in after, so I have to catch that live. So I hope that I caught it. I don't know if you watched the playback on it, but I tried to get most every single milestone. If I missed it, all apologies, brother. When BC's live, man, I'm in the middle of a lot of these rants. Ash, so good to see you up in here, man. I appreciate you big time. Always. Jack Brewer, one of my first unit members, channel gold status 2 spot. I forgot what happened. Trish and Lita was great. Yeah, Trish, I didn't mind Trish and Lita back in the day was fucking phenomenal. Trish and Lita being back, I'm okay with, But if the booking isn't going to meet them halfway, then Jack Brewer, everything that happens is going to be forgettable. So you're not alone. Christopher Blackshear 2 spot. Fire Ricochet. WWE won't use him properly. Well, now you just got to... Well, it's about booking a chicken nugget now, because after he got squashed by Bronson Reed, literally and figuratively last night, Christopher Blackshear, Ricochet is now a half-eaten chicken nugget. That's the size of him now. Ron C, 23, 2 spot. BC, WWE must change ASAP. Foolishness must stop. I agree, Ron C23. BC, WWE must change ASAP. Foolishness must stop. Well, you're going Vince McMahon to Triple H. Pick your poison. They both suck really bad. Paul Levesque is in way over his head. I honestly don't even think Paul Levesque wants this job. I don't, but it's the closest he can cling to fucking Vince McMahon's nuts and have his schnoz right up Vince's fucking ass. Paul Levesque's WWE is somehow worse than Vinnie Max. Ron C23, I'm doing my best to change this shit. I have this platform. I have... Within 24 hours, there'll be thousands of you guys that will have caught this stream. Whether it's the hundreds of you guys that for the last 2 hours have been in and out, or the thousands that'll catch this within the next 24 hours. Thousands of people will catch this. And I can only hope that my words are getting through. And that trickles into more. Right? But we can only say so much. The problem is you have so many fans that are just, they let this company off the hook. They defend this shit. They act like this is good television. They act like Shinsuke losing and being 50-50 booked last night was the right call. They act like Apollo coming back after all this time off, debuting on Raw and losing is the right call. Ricochet, first match back on Raw, squashed. Right call. Viking Raiders being fruit roll-upped by Little Chad was the right call. Cody and Brock in a feud with no purpose because it was never given a reason as to why Brock has attacked Cody is the right call. Roman winning at Mania and then going home for a month and a half is the right call. Anyway, Ron C23, I agree with you, brother. Nicholas Jacobs, 10 spot. What up, Nicholas Jacobs? Appreciate it, man. Nicholas says, BC, with every passing week, it has become more apparent that Cody should have beaten Roman at WrestleMania. That struggle BS excuse has become more stupid than ever, and no storyline makes sense now. Nicholas Jacobs, I salute you big time. You are speaking common sense and logic. It's the words I've been spitting since ever after WrestleMania. With every passing week, it has become more apparent that Cody should have beaten Roman at Mania. That struggle BS excuse has become more stupid than ever as the weeks went on. You're right. Because once a train is off the tracks and it's not being corrected, it's not being helped back on the track, it just becomes more derailed. When you try to correct a wrong with more wrongs, you're never going to correct the wrong. Two wrongs don't make a right. But common sense ain't so common in this company. That botch that happened on night 2 of WrestleMania, it looms larger than anything I've ever seen in the wrestling world, and there's been big booking botches. This is the biggest one I've ever seen. Nicholas Jacobs, thank you for being a smart wrestling fan. You're in the right place. This is a community, a sub-community within here in the Amplified channel and in the unit of the smartest wrestling fans, I assure you. Appreciate you, brother. Ty, Bat Metal 9. What up, Ty, Bat Metal 9? What up? Good to see you up in here. BC for president and CEO of WWE. BC is hot, by the way. Tay, Bat Metal 9. Appreciate it, lady. Much love and respect to you. As far as being president and CEO of WWE, I think I'd rather be president than CEO of WWE and have to be around Paul Levesque and Vince McMahon. No, thank you. That sounds like eternal hell, in the words of Vince McMahon. Tay Bat Metal 9. Much love and respect. Always good seeing you up in here. Network guy Dave. What up, network guy Dave? One of my tried and trues, man. 10 spot. What up, BC? What's up, Dave? That story about Triple H and the Clique is the truth. Triple H could have known about the business being with people like Brett, Owen, Bulldog, and BSK. This company needs us to expose their nonsense. Yeah, network guy Dave. Yeah, that's not shade at all. I think some people are just like, oh man, BC just really doesn't like Paul Levesque. No, he's the one who's got the title of the head guy. And I'm telling you guys why you're seeing what you're seeing. This is Paul Levesque, man. This is just who he is. When he got to WWE, he had many people that were willing to take him under their wing and travel with him. He chose the Clique on purpose. It's because they were always in Vince's office. And H always had a plan from day one. I'm going to get to where I need to be by being with the right people. That's called an ass kisser, guys. That's not shade to Paul. There's two ways to make it to the top in the world. Whatever your career is, just the world. There's two ways. You can work your ass off and do it the right way, or you can kiss ass. Stab people in the back as long as you're getting ahead. That's all that matters. That's the second way. A lot of people choose to do that. And you know what? It works for a lot of them. For Paul Levesque, he became the designated driver to these partiers, Kevin Nash, Scott Hall, Shawn Michaels. And by doing that, he got into all the meetings. He got into Vince's office with the Clique at all times. How about that shit, man? Network guy Dave, it's all truth, man. I could tell you stories that would rattle your dome piece, but I won't do that because it wouldn't change anything. Network guy Dave, man. Always good seeing you up in here. Hollywood guy. What up, Hollywood guy? 5 spot. Wolfie. Hollywood guy says, with all due respect, BC, this is a Triple H show. Well, it is BC, you think this is a Triple H show. Not so sure. Smells like a Vince crapper. Well, that's what I'm saying, Hollywood guy. I don't know how to help you, bro. You're always going to just say that then, man. I don't know how to help you at this point, man. Hollywood guy just thinks this is a Vince show. I don't know. That's all. We're never going to get away from this, guys. Hollywood guy and people like that will never blame Triple H. They'll never do it. With all due respect, right back to you, Hollywood guy. I feel you're wrong. This is a HHH production. I saw the matchups last night. I saw a little bit of time given to these matches. I saw H insert himself last night into the last scene of the show. This is what H does. I saw the beating that Cody took over the course of the show. That is Triple H's blueprint. So Hollywood guy, it's just that I don't mean to... It's with all due respect, Hollywood guy, but that's why BC has a channel, and that's why I'm good at what I do. I've dissected this for years and years. I've calculated how they book. This is a Paul Levesque show. I don't know. There's no other way to help you. You know what I mean? There's no other way to help you with that. This was a Paul Levesque show. Look at the beatings that Cody took last night. That is a Paul Levesque story arc. The problem was it was botched from the beginning, so nobody's buying into it. But the beating you saw last night, that's not a Vince McMahon story arc. You just don't know what you're talking about, and that's okay. It's fine. That's what BC's here for. I'm here to help. But if people are not going to listen to these words and they're just going to keep on rattling this and spewing the same shit, I can't help that. What you saw with Cody and Brock, that is a Paul Levesque story arc. Paul Levesque inserted himself into the final scene of the show last night to be PapaH. That's Paul Levesque. Bronson versus Ricochet and given some time to actually wrestle, Paul Levesque. And you're just willing to just put it all to the side and go, well, Vince. We're not going to accept that nonsense, with all due respect, Mr. Hollywood guy. We're just not going to buy that on this channel. We're going to put the blame exactly where it should be. Paul Levesque. Clutch City Fan, 5-spot coffee. Catching a snippet right now during my lunch. Clutch City Fan. Much love and respect over to Clutch City Fan. Good to see you last night up in the live chat for the gold members, channel members. And even for a moment stopping in and saying what's up and smashing that up. And we are dangerously close to that 300 on 30 minutes of notice. Middle of the fucking morning we go live. And we're going to hit 300 before we go off there. The thousands that tune into this afterwards, they're just going to have to start at 400. Ugh, you guys fucking rock, man. Appreciate that shit. Clutch City Fan. People like you, man, rocking this out. Colin, 5-spot coffee. I'd rather listen to BC than other wrestling community. Worship Triple H every minute or give him a pass, knowing that he's the one doing it. Colin, I appreciate that, man. I'd rather listen to BC than any other wrestling community. Worship Triple H every minute or give him a pass, knowing that he's the one doing it. Yeah, and there's so many that do that from what I hear. There's a lot of other reporters, journalists, podcasters that are PDRs. Pinocchio dick riders. And everything Triple H does, they dick ride. And everything that's bad, they just say it's Vince. This seems like a Vince show. No, you gotta learn. You gotta learn Paul Levesque. Everything you saw last night, the story arc with Cody and Brock, Paul Levesque. Paul Levesque being PapaH to Cody at the end of the show, that's Paul Levesque. Matches like Bronson and Ricochet, Paul Levesque. I mean, that's at least half the show, and you're just willing to give him a pass? Are you gonna give him a Paul Heyman visitor's pass? Or are you just gonna say, this is Paul Levesque? This is Pinocchio, this is Schnoz McGee? Colin, I appreciate you, man, using your dome piece. I appreciate the words, man. Salute. Yo, Spicy Mama McCaleb. 10 spot. What up, Spicy Mama McCaleb? Hey again, handsome. If you didn't notice, you're my internet's bae. LOL. What up, unit? Spicy Mama. Keeping it spicy for sure. Salute. Always good seeing you up in here. Appreciate you big time. Always get a pop out of BC. Spicy Mama, salute. Too funny. The best. Hold on, guys. Let me refresh that. I think there was a few more that came in. Yes, there is. Jack Brewer with a 2-spot coffee. So glad NXT is on tonight to forget about Raw. Yeah, Jack, I gotta be honest with you, man. JR9 could tell you probably the whole card. I know that Roxy and Stratton are going at it, and that alone makes me want to watch tonight. That alone gets me more excited to watch that than 3 hours of Monday Night Raw and anything they had planned for the whole week leading up to it. So, JR9, Tank and Hank. I brought this up recently. JR9, I appreciate that. There was a backstage segment where fucking Tank and Hank are setting up their match for tonight. And they're a fucking team, obviously. But they want it to they want to be more cohesive. So they just, in a funny way, they're just like, I think we need to beat the shit out of one another. That'll get us more on the same page. And fucking Hank, or is it the Tank, one of the Anks, is like, well, all right, let's do it. And BC's like, wait, that's fun. I actually want to watch that shit. Too funny, man. Tank and Hank tonight. So Jack Brewer, I'm on the same page with you there. JR9 Gaming, 2 spots is with Bray and Alexa gone, nothing on the main roster captivates me. Yeah, it's you know how we feel about it. You know how BC feels about that, JR9. Every time Bray Wyatt is on the TV, it's captivating. And everybody can bitch and complain about Supernatural and Bray sucks and fuck Bray, but the ratings tell us that we're captivated. BC tells you in the review that that's the one part of the show that usually I'm interested in. Alexa Bliss brought such a value to Bray Wyatt, only WWE can butcher that to a botched level of epic proportions. I gotta be honest with you. Only WWE can find a way to fucking ruin that shit. And it's hard to believe Bray and Alexa just a few years ago with that WrestleMania moment that they had when Alexa was up on that box and Bray, right before he ate an RKO, was looking at Alexa, and you listen to that crowd. Bray and Alexa, whether you liked it or not, were on top of the wrestling world during WrestleMania. And here we are, and they're just gone. Buggy, 550. What a buggy! I have a feeling this show, despite being a go-home show, will end up 1.75, maybe a 1.8 on the high end, and 1.63 on the low end. Tragic and unacceptable. Buggy, if they went into the 1.6s on a go-home show, I'm going live, and I'm going to rip this show apart even more. There's no reason. I don't care if there's an NBA fucking playoff with LeBron James elimination style or not. On a go-home show for a Raw, you should not be in a 1.6 with no NFL competition. A 1.7, I wouldn't be shocked because it's where they've been. But I guarantee you they will not be anywhere near a 2.0. With a go-home show and a Monday Night Raw is unacceptable. Network guy Dave, 5 spot. BC, you're the realest in the IWC. Shout out to you and the AMP unit. Have to get back to work. I left a like as well. Check you and the unit. Network guy Dave is busting his ass at work. Tune in to show the love to BC. Threw him some coffees and more importantly, smashed that up and then went back to work. It's people like Network guy Dave that fucking rock this bitch to the most amplified of levels. Thank you, Network guy Dave. And speaking of those ups, we just went over 300. We are now going toward 400. That is on a half an hour of notice. In the middle of the fucking morning is when we started this. That's you guys, man. That's you guys. Network guy Dave, thank you. Muhammad Isa, Muhammad. Always good seeing Muhammad. 550 BC. I have never heard the words struggle in adversity in my life so much as I have this last 2 months. Such clowns. Muhammad, I'm going to repeat that if you don't mind. BC, I have never heard the word struggle in adversity in my life so much than I have the last 2 months. Such clowns. Me neither. I've had this channel for over 5 years now. I've been dissecting, not just watching. I've been a critic of pro wrestling since I was a little BC. 3 decades strong. And I've never heard the community say that somebody needs to struggle more. Somebody needs adversity. Somebody needs to earn it as much as I've had this Cody Rhodes shit. And it backfired massively like I knew it was going to because you had a bunch of, in your words, Muhammad, clowns trying to use wrestling terminology like struggle, adversity, and earning it. So idiots tried to use wrestling terminology and didn't know what it meant. Didn't know how to use it correctly. And now we get the WWE we have right now. And those same people, I guarantee you, thankfully I don't listen to any of them, but I guarantee you the same people that said that Cody needs the struggle, needs more adversity, needs to earn it, I bet you those same people today cannot stand the way that Cody Rhodes is being booked. I bet you. The same people that said Cody should not win because he needs to earn it and struggle are the same people that probably cannot stand what is happening in WWE, especially with Cody. I bet you. And I wouldn't be shocked because I tried to alarm everybody before WrestleMania of what needed to happen. Muhammad, no fucking doubt, brother. Prime Killer, 550. What up, Prime Killer? Imagine if Hulk Hogan had to go through struggle and adversity instead of immediately winning the WWF title when he came back in 1984. Brother, Prime Killer, what about the Andre the Giant Slam and victory, brother? WrestleMania 3, exactly right. Could you imagine if we all knew Hogan had to slam Giant Andre and then beat Andre? We knew that had to happen at WrestleMania 3. Could you imagine if back in the day they were like, nope, he needs to struggle a little more. Let Andre squash him, and then maybe SummerSlam on a secondary stage. You're exactly right, Prime Killer. And I could come up with 1,000 more examples too. This would just be a 5-hour live stream if I was to do that. Fucking tell you, brother. Hollywood guy, 2-spot. Hope I didn't offend you. You're right. Of course I'm right because I'm using logic and common sense. And of course you didn't offend me. We do the offending here, brother. You're not going to offend me by saying, I don't know if it was Hollywood guy. All you said was, I know you're saying this is a Triple H show, but it feels also like a crappy Vince show. That's not going to offend BC. I'm just trying to enlighten you on how easily half of Raw at the bare minimum was easily you could view it. That's a Triple H show. I just happen to know that it was more than half. I got some bees within the walls that have told me exactly who was running the show. But just watch it. You see that this was a Paul Levesque production. So no, Hollywood guy, I understand. You probably listen to other people in the community, right? And you probably hear other things, and it's probably become a narrative that Vince McMahon is all bad. And, I mean, he's a lot of it. But now you just have to put the blame on Paul Levesque as well, man. This was a Paul Levesque show. You can see the blueprint from top to bottom. So, Hollywood guy, I hope I did not offend you. I mean, I know we do that on the show. I hope I didn't come down too hard on you. I hope I didn't rip you up a little bit too much. But sometimes, to get through to people, you gotta be a little more amplified. So, Hollywood guy, much love and respect. And I hope you understand that I was just a little bit harder so you understand. And if you don't, then there's no more helping I can do. You know, I can only have class in session for so long. If the students don't understand, maybe a different class is needed for them. Thank you, Hollywood guys. Sounds like you do. You finally understand, and that's all that matters. Ash Stegel, Stegmeister, 5-spot. Yeah, you did miss my membership, but it's fine because I got to be in this one all the way. Yeah, if you smell what the Stegmeister is cooking. Yeah, brother, it's hard with the membership milestone chats that pop up because I have to get them immediately. And if I don't get them later. There's not a section for that. And the problem with that is I'm in the middle of a rant usually, so I gotta like catch them. Or, you know, it's live. I'm wearing a lot of hats. As it is, I got 4 screens popped up. But Stegmeister, apologies on that, man. Always good to see you up in here. And I'm just glad that you were here the whole 2 hours plus, bro. Because, damn, this is one for the books, man. This is one of those that a lot of truth just needed to be spoken. Jane Donnelly up in here. What up, Jane Donnelly? Jane Donnelly. Hold on, I got to get back on the big screen here. Oh, there we go. Okay. Sorry, Jane Donnelly. It went to a little screen, and I was for a second I thought I was gonna have to read the chat on the smallest screen imaginable. Jane Donnelly with that 5-spot says, "What up, BC? What up, Jane Donnelly? Much respect, but I don't care who booked the show. As far as I'm concerned, both Vinnie Mac and Schnoz McGee are to blame for how bad it is. Salute to that, bro. No question. That's all I want. I just want the community to be real, to hold both of them accountable. That's all I want. I'm not interested in playing this game. Good H, bad Vince. No. Just look at this Raw. This has Triple H written all over it. Doesn't take a rocket scientist to know that. Jane Donnelly, no question, man. Ali, new member, by the way. Ali with that 5-spot says, BC, I agree with you. WWE is just not watchable. like it used to be, because I grew up watching the Attitude Era and Ruthless Aggression Era. Ali, I grew up in what we called the Golden Era, the late 80s, early 90s. Savage, Hogan, Warrior, that type of era. And that was 80 billion times more fun than this. Ali, I appreciate you, brother. Thanks for the re-membership. Jack Brewer, 2-spot, with that fucking We the Ones super sticker emoji. Jack Brewer, salute! Pretty cool. I never knew that existed. Silver Black, 31, with a 5-spot coffee, says, instead of watching Raw, I'll go play around trains. Thank you, BC, for watching Raw so we don't have to. Check you and the amp unit. Red team, go! Silver Black 31, thank you for listening, man. I'll absolutely take the hit for you guys. I will watch the entire 3 hours for the most part. You guys don't have to. All you got to do is come back the next morning and listen to my words on it, man. Even if it's just for a little portion of the 2 to 3 hour live stream. Come in, say what's up. Smash that up if you don't mind. We're on our way now. We're over 300. We're headed toward 400 on the ups. I appreciate it. Silver Black 31. Appreciate you, brother. I think I got all of these supers, guys. I appreciate you guys so much. I was hoping to keep this under 2 hours at the max because I do have a lot to do today, man. But that's just not how it works sometimes. We start shooting the shit, we get amplified to another level, and before you know it, we're just shooting the shit, man, and there's no time restraint, so we're headed toward 2.5 hours. Guys, thank you so much. Jer9, you, brother. You, Jer9, you keep it fire, man. I just keep that shit ignited. I appreciate you guys big time. Stegmeister, Keyshawn, Silver Black, big time. Baxter, Gary Devlin, Jeremy, Sir Charles, DeMonte, Ty Drew. Happy birthday, by the way. Happy birthday, DeMonte. Jack Brewer with a 5-spot. 5-spot coffee. Jack Brewer says, you kept it real. I agree with everything you said today. Not like the other Triple H fans that can't blame him for anything. Check you later, BC. Jack Brewer, I appreciate you using the knowledge, man. That's all I have. That's the only way that this company is going to get better, pro wrestling as a whole. So Jack Brewer, those words mean so much, dude. Appreciate the coffee, but more importantly, I appreciate you using your common sense and logic. Not every wrestling fan does that. Jack Brewer, rockstar today. Stegmeister with that 2-spot to end the chat. As Stegel says, can we take trips in VKM to Wrestlers Court? Triple H and VKM, the Wrestlers Court. Brother, in a heartbeat. If it was up to us, I'm sure, the amplified unit. Ash Steggles ends this the right way. Stegmeister! All right, guys, much love and respect. I'm on 1% battery. That just came out of nowhere. I thought I had a lot more. So we took this right to the end of that battery. 1%, over 2 hours. Much love and respect. BC is out. Top guy out. We the ones, rest far distant twos. Until next time, and there will be a next time. Check you later. Salut, peace. Salut! That's the way to get amplified, brother.